What's good, y'all? This is a 420 Goonie, just chilling here on this late night. And I just got a DVD not too long ago from 88, Rated R Rockstar 88. Go check him out, cool YouTuber. I got a TNA Best of 2007. Awesome DVD right here. You can pick this up on Amazon for pretty cheap. It runs about 3.5 hours. Really cool right here. They'll do like a match and then a category for best of, something, and then a match, and there's all kinds of best of awards in here. So really like this right here. It starts off with Elevation X. This was the Destination X pay-per-view. This was AJ Styles going one-on-one with Rhino, and I thought this is a cool match right here. It's just like the big platform kind of scaffold type of thing hanging above the ring, and the X, like, they're like 10 feet above the ring or something like that, and the way you win is by knocking your opponent off of it and making them fall into the ring. And so it's they're obviously limited to what they can do as opposed to just a regular match, but I feel like they were able to make it fun. AJ Styles brought like powder into it and made that a factor, which is always fun. Hiding in the structure. Rhino was able to hit a gore, and he was able to knock AJ off, and so I don't know what they were trying to do with Rhino in 2007, but it didn't really go too far. So it's still a big victory right there against AJ. Next up, they have they have the category for the first segment. It's the best finisher in TNA, and the award went to Samoa Joe with the Muscle Buster. I mean, it's devastating. It's definitely a kick-ass move right there. Next up, they have a segment for the category for the best knockout of 2007, and this went to Gail Kim. She won by a long shot. I mean, she had an amazing year. She really busted her ass. She became the first ever Knockouts champion at Bound for Glory, which was an amazing moment, talked about throughout the DVD and stuff. And good to see Gail Kim get a championship like this, get a moment like this. So definitely a good win for her right there. Next up is the King of the Mountain match. This is Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christian Cage, and the Wildcat Chris Harris. Now, Chris Harris was coming off of a big feud with, James Storm. They were in AMW. I'll talk more about that in a little bit in another match. But, Chris Harris was, the special, what is it? The special guy coming into the ring, the guy that Jim Cornette, appointed or whatever. And, I think this might have been like around his hometown or something like that. The match, so really big moment for him right there, big spotlight for him, but really cool match right here, all kinds of good spots. AJ and Christian and Kurt Angle and Joe, four great wrestlers. They able to really put on a good match, especially when they're all together and they have the dynamics with the you got to pin the guy to be able to climb the ladder. They have the ladder in the ring. They have the cages on the outside, and really cool spot between AJ and Samoa Joe where Joe's like sitting down and he like flips AJ over him, and AJ goes flying through the announce table. It was a table sitting out there. Just really cool spot right there. Kurt Angle ended up winning it, and I think this match was to crown the first ever TNA champion. They were using the NWA championship, for I think their whole time, and so this was their inaugural TNA championship match, and Kurt Angle wins it. So cool moment right there. Next up is the tag team of 2007. Now this is one of those times where I really feel like it was the TNA fans that were making their voices heard in the votes. And you'd see tag teams on there like the Steiner Brothers, and I think it was AJ Styles and Tomko. And then at number 2 was the Dudley Boys, and I'm thinking, the Dudley Boys didn't win it. Holy I'm expecting them to, because they had such a crazy year. They were in so many tag title matches. I think that was around the time they won their like 20th tag team titles or something like that. They had a bunch of matches in 2007, high profile and stuff like that, and it actually went to Motor City Machine Guns. They're kick ass. I think that's really what the TNA crowd wants to see is just these young, fresh athletes that have a lot of chemistry, that really connect with the crowd. And I think it was, I can't remember which one. It was either Alex Shelley or Chris Sabin, and they're saying we really apply to like the ladies out there and stuff. So I thought that was cool right there. Awesome to see them win it. Next up is the All or Nothing match from Hard Justice. Samoa Joe taking on Kurt Angle. Alright, so Samoa Joe holds the Tag Team Championships and the X Division Championship, and Kurt Angle is the IWGP Champion and the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And all or nothing. All the gold is on the line right here, so the winner is all the champions. And I wasn't a big fan of this match. And the only reason I say that is because I saw what they did at Lockdown at '08. I saw what they did at Genesis '06. I saw what they did at Turning Point '06. They were able to put on really good matches, and this right here, it relied less on just their chemistry and their wrestling ability, and it was more on bringing Karen Angle into the mix and making her, a part of the match. And she was ultimately what caused the ending to go down the way it did. And, just I didn't like the way it went down, and you could tell the crowd didn't either, because when Kurt Angle won it, everybody in the front row, like everybody in that front section, they turned around and they turned their back on Kurt Angle, like right there. They faced the other way. So I don't know, just it wasn't so much about the ending. Like I wanted to see one guy win more than another, but I just wanted to see the ending be a little more clean. Maybe, well, I guess it told a good story, with AJ or with Kurt Angle and Karen. I can appreciate that, but just given seeing what they've already done in the past, it was just, I don't know, wasn't a big fan of the way the match went down, but that's just me. I'm sure someone else can like that a lot more than me. Next up, the X Division Star of 2007. This went to Jay Lethal, much deserved right here. Awesome for him to win this. I think it was Mike TNA talking about how in 2007 we saw a lot of wrestlers go through character transformations, and one of them that went through it, and the one that benefited the most possibly from the character transformation, was Jay Lethal doing the Black Machismo thing. Oh yeah, I can't really do it, but just really, really rocked the gimmick well. I think he got what is still considered to be the biggest upset in TNA history, pinning Kurt Angle to become the X Division champion. So I thought that was huge right there. I used to own that DVD, so I thought that was really cool to see at the time. I think it'd still even be cool to see again. I don't have that show anymore. I don't remember what it was. It might have been No Surrender or somewhere right in there in 2007. So yeah, really cool for Jay Lethal to win that right there. Next up, Sacrifice 2007. This is the match that I think TNA fans voted to be the match of the year. Chris Harris taking on James Storm. This is what I was talking about earlier with the the King of the Mountain match. You had Chris Harris coming off of this big feud with James Storm, and they were one of the biggest tag teams in TNA history, America's Most Wanted, multi-time NWA tag team champions, just so much history. And they right around, I think it was like Turning Point, they had like a flag match with Latin American Exchange. They lost it, and they were like, I just remember the build up, like James Storm had broken a bottle over Chris Harris's face, and Chris Harris lost 35% vision in his left eye. Or I don't remember what the deal was. They had a hideous match at Lockdown '07 with the blindfolds and stuff. I don't know what the deal with that was. It was terrible. And then they redeemed themselves this time here at Sacrifice, and just such a bloody match, just amazing right here. And it was a Texas death match, and it was a great match. They used tables, chairs, the beer bottle and stuff. Really, really awesome match. But I felt like the Texas Deathmatch stipulation kind of took away from it, because the finish, you have Chris Harris. I'm going to give away the finish, so if you haven't seen it yet and you'd like to, skip ahead a little bit. But Chris Harris, he takes the beer bottle and he breaks it over James Storm's head, and you can see him like with the crushed glass in his hand, and it's an amazing moment, and the crowd's just into it. And he gets the pinfall on him, but the ref still needs to count to 10, and so I felt like it just kind of took away from it. I felt like the moment, and then 1, 2, 3, the crowd would have erupted. I felt like that would have been cool, but instead they had to wait till the 10 count, and then 10, and then he drops to his knees. Yeah, so I felt like it kind of took away from it, but it was still a really, really good match. So definitely one of the top matches of the year right there. I guess the fans voted it match of the year, but that wasn't anything official mentioned here. So I guess I'm not gonna say that. But next up, the category for the top feuds of the year, and the winner of this went to Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. This is well deserved right here. It's just I think the fans they really like Samoa Joe, and they're telling you throughout this throughout the votes and stuff, and you'll see more about that later. Just so highly competitive, just like the dream matchups that you've always wanted to see, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle finally happening. And I liked more what they did in late '06 than what kind of transpired in '07, but I liked in 2008 that Samoa Joe won the TNA Championship. Thought that was really cool. I just not a big fan of Karen Angle, so I don't have too many nice things to say about her, so I'll just kind of get off the topic. But Joe and Angle, awesome to see that a feud like theirs would get number one. Next up is the category for the top newcomer of 2007. Now, some of the honorable, or some of the picks, because they're doing top five for every single one. You'd see Matt Morgan, Awesome Kong, Frankie Kazarian, and the winner of this was actually Booker T. Now, Kaz, he'd been there a while. I think, definitely, I remember matches from him in 2004 in TNA. Awesome Kong, I don't think this is when the Knockouts division was really getting started in 2007, so, I don't think it had as much of an impact as, like, say, someone like Booker T could have, because he was the one that ended up winning it, and, just his debut, at Genesis, it was huge. Don West was marking out, the crowd was going crazy, so definitely a big moment right there. Booker T, I mean, he's one of the more well-known names in professional wrestling, so that's a huge acquisition for TNA right there. Next match, one of my favorite matches on this whole set right here. Genesis 2007, Frankie Kazarian taking on Christian Cage in a ladder match. This is the fight for the right, the kind of finale for the tournament, and awesome match right here. This was without a doubt the best match on that show, one of the best matches on this whole thing right here, if not the best match. Just with Christian's record, he just the month before at Bound for Glory 07, you see him he lost really for the first time. I think he lost to a chokehold to Samoa Joe at Bound for Glory, and so with a record like he had over the last right around 2 years in TNA, Genesis 05 I think was when Christian really made his debut, either that or Turning Point. Either way, in 2 years, Christian had an impressive record. I wasn't expecting him to lose this when I was, just watching it. And Kaz, he picked up the victory. He grabbed the clipboard, and it was just an amazing match. All kinds of good ladder spots and stuff. And it wasn't just so spotty that it was just like, oh, the next thing heading into this, kind of like a Hardy tag team ladder match or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So really, really cool. Really awesome match right there. Next up, most memorable moment of 2007. And this went to Booker T making his debut. And, I didn't watch Impact back then, so, I don't know if there were any Impact moments that could potentially be this. But, Booker T was a huge acquisition in 2007. Back in 2005, they got guys like Rhino and Christian and Kip James, and then in 2006, Kurt Angle, and so in 2007, Booker T. He's a huge name. I don't even need to go into it. You all know who Booker T is, so definitely a big moment for them. So yeah, that's it for Booker T right there. Next up, God, one of the first matches I've ever seen in TNA. This is the opener to Bound for Glory, the Ultimate X match between Latin American Exchange and Triple X. That's Low Key and Primetime Elix Skipper. This was awesome right here. Bound for Glory 2007 was the first pay-per-view that I ever bought from TNA. So, and this was the opening contest. So talk about a good first impression. These guys, they got the crowd pumped. This crowd was going wild. Latin American Exchange looked amazing as a tag team here. I mean, they're one of the best tag teams, I think, in TNA history, without a doubt. Just really cool stuff what I saw. Primetime Elix Skipper jumping off the top of the, platform. That was so high up. Big neck breaker off the top with, Elix Skipper and Homicide. And then you see, what's his name? Hernandez. He has Elix Skipper up for the border toss. He tosses him to the outside to Low Key and Homicide, so I thought that was really cool right there, and that's when he was able to climb up and grab the X, and these guys really got the crowd going wild to open up the show, and just an amazing match. And for all you old school TNA fans out there, it was probably really cool to see Triple X together again. I remember they did something like that with that weird Ultimate X type match that Christopher Daniels won, but awesome moment also there. But that was a different show. I'm not going to talk about that. Next up, I love this right here. The MVP of 2007. Now, earlier in the review, I was talking about how the fans were really making it known that it was TNA, it's the fans' votes. This isn't anything rigged. This isn't predetermined. This isn't like some executives representing a group of fans somewhere. This is like straight up fan votes. And I thought Kurt Angle was going to win this because, you know, the first TNA champion, he held all the gold. He had all these crazy matches. It went to Samoa Joe. And you can kind of tell by Kurt Angle when he's like being interviewed about the decision, and he's like, well, you know, you'd think it'd go to someone like me because I held all the gold and I did everything that I did, but the fans wanted Joe. And, you know, not long after this DVD was made, or I don't know when this DVD was made, it says 2008, but, you know, just a couple of months after 2007 ended, Samoa Joe did win the TNA championship, so, you know, I'm glad TNA capitalized on that, you know, when they did. Better late than never, I guess. You know, but God, it was just so cool to see Samoa Joe get this, because that's who the fans wanted, and that's a straight up fan vote right there. Just like Motor City Machine Guns won earlier, just like you know, Joe and Angle. You know, I'm sure there were some other big time you know, storylines going on in 2007, but with Joe and Angle, that was a lot more competitive. I thought that was awesome that they won that too. So awesome that Samoa Joe was 2007 MVP. Next up. Kurt Angle defending the TNA Championship against Sting in the main event for Bound for Glory 2007. So it was a cool match right here. They were in Atlanta, so this is where you know, this is where what was it? Sting. You know, he has a lot of history in Atlanta, so you know, tells a really cool story. This is where Kurt Angle, I think, won the his Olympic gold medal. So these two men have a lot of history in this town. I thought that added a really cool, you know, dynamic to the match right here, and you know, the match was, I don't know, I don't want to say it was bad, because it certainly wasn't bad, but you know, the way the ending went down, I just thought was, I don't know, it was like Kurt Angle goes to swing the bat at Sting, and Sting is supposed to catch it and block it so he can take it out and hit Kurt Angle. But Sting doesn't catch it. He instead like misses it and gets hit right in the face with it, and he's bleeding all the way down his face. And he completely no-sells it, and he like grabs it like all late and stuff and pulls it out, hits Kurt Angle with it. So Kurt Angle goes to the ground and starts bleeding, and then Sting goes over to the ropes and starts racking Kevin Nash on the top rope. So you know, they were doing their thing, and Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop and wins the TNA Championship. Great moment. You know, the crowd was really into it. I just, I don't know about that ending. I mean, I don't think Sting wanted to be covered in blood at the end of that. Well, I mean, regardless if he wanted to or not, I don't think he wanted to get hit in the face with a baseball bat, but, you know, that is what it is, and, so, you know, that concludes the DVD, but, you know, awesome DVD right here. I had to go into all the matches. I had to make this review, you know, damn near 18 minutes long, so, very appropriate. Definitely go check this out. So, thanks for watching, y'all. Peace out.